This EPB Classic Rerun is brought to you by Calvert and Nunn Insurance in Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Dallas Hayes with the 17th edition of HVE. To start off in news, let's talk a little bit about history. On February 26, 1919, Congress established Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona. Also on February 28, 1827, the first U.S. railroad chartered to carry passengers and freight, the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Company, was incorporated. On February 27, 1807, poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow was born in Portland, Maine. For news, Kevin Costner's new movie, Waterworld, has surpassed the $150 million mark so far in the making of this movie. In the O.J. Simpson case, Michael Knox was dismissed. This makes the fourth juror to be dismissed. Greg Louganis appeared on last Friday's 2020 TV program. He was an Olympic winner in diving. He admitted for the first time in public he has AIDS. Last Monday, President Clinton signed a bill which will make it easier to collect past due child support, so fewer will slip through the cracks in making child support payments. A MetLife study shows that 3 out of 4 Americans are overweight. Overweight Americans continue to increase. Now to Joel with sports.
Hi, I'm Joel with sports. In the local sports, all this week they've been playing games. Monday night district tournament in boys action, Allen County took Glasgow Scotties from the beginning of the game and never looked back. The final score was 83-41. Tuesday night, the Barron County Trojans slipped by Edmonson County 63-6 to head for the regional tournament next week. The girls' district tournament saw Edmonson County and Allen County Scottsville advance to the regional. In the first game, Edmonson County beat Glasgow, and Barron County took a defeat from Allen County Scottsville in the finals of the boys' district last night. Tonight at Glasgow Scotty Gym, the Allen County Patriot girls will meet Edmonson County girls, the district championship. In Western and Louisville sports, the Hilltoppers' 86-80 victory Saturday was their 8th straight victory and their 12th in a row at home as they finished with a perfect 10-0 record in Dill Arena. A lot of teams might have packed it in when they were down 20, Cullen said. They showed character and poise and got back in the game. They shot threes great and we got a little rushed offensively. In other action Saturday, Louisville fell to DePaul 82-81. Kentucky defeated Vanderbilt 71-60. Tennessee Tech downed Eastern Kentucky by the same score. Murray State trampled Austin Peay 96-78. And Morehead State got by Middle Tennessee State 65-61. Chris Robinson led Western with 21 points. Calvin Morris led Tennessee State 17-8 with 29 points, and Monty Wilson had 24. In the Ohio Valley Conference, Tyrone Bordley scored 25 points to lead Morehead State to a 65-61 victory over visiting. Paul Washington led Middle Tennessee with 16 points and 11 rebounds. In Bowling Green, Western squashing of Tennessee State stirring rally made a believer of Tiger coach Frankie Allen, who said the Hilltoppers 22-3 looked good heading into a possible berth in the NCAA tournament. Austin Peay trailed 70-58 in the second half when Marcus Moore hit a three-pointer earlier that sparked a 9-1 rally by the Governor's Kudkip. Now to Dallas with more news.
Thomas Boyson, Kentucky's Commissioner of Education, was not among the 6 finalists for the education job in Texas. Last weekend, the Kentucky School Boards Association took time at its annual convention to hear from students, those most directly affected by the Kentucky Education Reform Act. 11 high school students from across the state shared their experiences with officials attending the convention. Now for local news. Larry Dennison, accused of kidnapping 2 Bowling Green women, murdered a man in Texas in 1977. But jury will never hear of this evidence because it happened too long ago. Students at Barron County Middle School have spent the past few weeks learning about banking and how to set up a checking account. Kathy Way and Ellen Gentry of South Central Bank conducted the class. A similar class is being planned for later this year at Glasgow Middle School. Amber Turner, a junior drama student at Barron County High School, will have the feature role in a one-woman play, The Belle of Amherst, to be presented next month in the Barron County High School auditorium. The play will be performed on Friday, March 10th at 7 p.m. Tickets will be sold at the door. 2 new members have been elected to the state-based council for Glasgow High School. Elected was businessman Larry Jenkins, and re-elected was councilmember Betty Miller. James Antwin's house burned Tuesday. The fire department thinks it was caused by some paint that was stored in the shop. The fire started in the shop. Now to Jonathan with hopefully a good weather forecast.
Hello, I'm Jonathan with weather. Today, cloudy with a 50% chance of light snow. Highs of 35 to 40. Tomorrow, a chance of rain or snow. Lows in the lower 30s, highs in the 50s. Sunday, milder with a chance of showers, lows in the mid-30s, highs in the 50s. Tuesday, Monday, part warmer with a continued chance of showers, lows 40 to 45, highs 50 to 60. Tuesday, partly cloudy with the highs at 45 and lows of 35. Now to Dallas with more news.
For school news, writing portfolios are due March 24th. Math portfolios are due March 17th. Parents' Day is just around the corner. It will be held March 24th, the Friday before spring break. Spring break this year will be held March 25th to April 2nd. Have you got your act together? You better, because the second annual talent show will be held March 14th at 6:30. The PTO basketball game will be held at GMS at 3 o'clock p.m. We will be getting out of school for our summer break May 25th if we don't have any more snow days. Now to Jamie with People Personalities.
Hello, I'm Jamie with People Personalities. Today I'm interviewing Jeff Edwards, the Wall Street branch manager of TransFinancial Bank. Welcome to our school.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm glad you asked me, and I'm glad to be here today.
Will you please explain what you do?
As branch manager at TransFinancial, we do a lot of different things. Not only do we work with people, but primarily we help people finance homes, to finance cars, to finance boats, and do just a whole lot of things that they like to do, but yet may not have the money available right now.
Do you work with a lot of people?
I work with quite a number of people. We have 12 employees right up here behind your school at Transfinancial Bank that work at this office. And then we service in the vicinity of about 5,000 customers out here at the Wall Street office. So we work with a whole lot of people there.
Do you enjoy it?
I enjoy it quite a bit. I've been in banking since 1980, and it's something that I've always found fascinating. I was working at a bank up in Louisville and then was able to move back down here in 1989. This is my hometown. I'm glad to be a part of it here.
What is your favorite part about your job?
As you said, probably working with people. It's fun to help people find the home they're looking for, to help them find the car that they've been looking for, and help them meet their dreams that they might be needing some money to do that with. So that's probably the best part of the job, is working with people and getting to know them and just having a good time with it.
What changes do you see coming in your job?
The changes in banking are moving quite rapidly. Used to be banking was a place where you had your checking account or your savings account. You went to the place to get your mortgage and so forth. But changes in banking are coming. For example, our bank, we offer a whole host of mutual funds, of stocks, and of bonds. So we're moving out into different areas. We also at our bank now have a travel agency that we work with, where we can book your vacation plans and travel and hotel accommodations and rental cars. So we're able to provide that through the bank. We are right now moving in the direction of hosting insurance services within the bank as well. So, changing as it's known now is going to be changing quite a bit, and that's not only for us but a lot of different banks, as we try to expand our needs and expand our customer base and try to meet more people than what we have done in the past.
Did you go to college for this job?
Yes, I did. I went to Western Kentucky University, graduated down there in 1980 with a degree in business administration.
For how long?
I went to school for 4 years. It was a bachelor's degree that I got down there.
Do you use a lot of math in your job?
Yeah, math is probably one of the biggest things that we use. We do a lot of computations of ratios, a lot of addition, subtraction, obviously, when we're working with people and deciding whether or not they can really obtain a loan. Obviously, we use it a lot with checking accounts, with savings accounts. Math is a very important part of what we do at the bank.
Were you always good at math?
I was probably average in math. I enjoyed math. I'm not sure I was really good at it for a long time. I've improved my math skills over the time, though, because, like I said, that's one of the main things that we work with.
Are there other subjects that we do now that pertain to your job?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we do with. In addition to math, English a lot. It's very important that you be able to communicate to your customers, to other people, in proper language, not only as you and I are talking now, but also in your written English. Whenever you write a letter or do a report, it's important to have proper grammar in that report. Spelling, yeah, a whole lot. It's terrible to send a letter out to a customer and have a misspelled word in it or something in there that wasn't quite right. Geography, when somebody's describing where they live, it's important for us to know what where that property is located in Barron County or within the state of Kentucky. A lot of times we have to go visit that property, so it's important that we know how to read maps and how to get there and what the lay of the land is. I'm just thinking of history. It's important for us to understand some of the laws that take place and how those laws pertain to today's banking environment.
Thank you for coming. Do you have any more comments or suggestions you'd like to tell us?
It's one of those things that I know I always hated to do, but I know it's very important. We talk a lot about homework and how important is that and how is that different from what we do in the classroom. Homework, I know it helps us a lot to gain some confidence and some things that we might do individually. I know that when you're out in the job environment or whenever we're doing things, there's a lot of decisions that you have to make on your own. And I think doing the homework really helps you to make those decisions and to be able to be confident in some of the decisions that you make, because a lot of things you do, you are on your own when you do that.
Thank you for coming to Happy Valley School. And now for the Student of the Week. The Person of the Week today will be going to Glasgow Middle School next year. This person works hard and gets along with everyone very well. He works at being kind to people. Congratulations, Jonathan Miller, nominated by Miss Myers in the 5th grade. Dinner compliments of Shoney's of Glasgow. Come and get your award. to Jonathan for the names.
The lucky winners for watching today are Ashley Johnson, Mrs. Harris' room, and Jonathan Jolly, Mrs. Elmore's room. See Mr. Foster at lunch to claim your food coupons. Compliments of Wendy's of Glasgow. The lucky winners for watching today are Ashley Johnson, Mrs. Harris's room, and Jonathan Jolly, Mrs. Elmore's room. See Mr. Foster at lunch to claim your food coupons. Compliments of Wendy's of Glasgow.
Before we wrap up the 17th edition of HVE, we would like to say, Miss Rucker, if you're out there watching, we hope you get well soon. And that wraps up the 17th edition of HVE. Tune in next time.
These things were said to be found in O.J.'s Bronco. The trial continues today. In other national news, people have been getting sick from a new kind of gasoline. A substance called MTBE in high doses is said to cause cancer. This substance is found in the new gasoline. In state news, the gas company was found guilty of an explosion 1 year ago that destroyed 4 homes. In Bowling Green, Kentucky, $500,000 was paid to 7 people involved in the explosion. Another story in state news is 2 Lexington high schools finished as champion and runner-up in the 10th annual Governor's Cup academic competition, which conclude in Louisville this week. Now to Greg with sports.
No, she didn't.
Yes, I did.
She did.
Yes, I did.
Test. Test.
Watch it, Ms. Minor. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Is this mic supposed to be off or on? Let's turn it on and see what happens. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Is your mic on, sweetie?
It was off.
Okay, let's leave them on, fellas. That way you won't forget. You too.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we're going to try to start again. Cassie?
Hi, I'm Cassie Button with news and national news. Half of the state of California has been declared a disaster area by President Clinton. California has been suffering for many weeks with too much rain. In the O.J. Simpson trial, prosecutor Marsha Clark presented a large plastic bag and a shovel to the jury. These things were said to be found in O.J.'s Bronco. The trial continues today. In other national news, people have been getting sick from a new kind of gasoline, a substance called MTBE. In high doses, is said to cause cancer. This substance is found in the new gasoline. In state news, the gas company was found guilty of an explosion 1 year ago that destroyed 4 homes in Bowling Green, Kentucky. $500,000 was paid to 7 people involved in the explosion. Another story in state news is 2 Lexington high schools finished as champion and runner-up in the 10th annual Governor's Cup academic competition, which concludes in Louisville this week. Now to Greg with sports.
Hi, I'm Gregory Diller with sports, and boy, do I have a lot of sports for you this week. The Lady Hornets have been eliminated from the 4th regional tournament because they lost to Russellville. The score was 75-50. Warren East went on to win the region. In the boys' region tournament, Greenwood Gators beat Barron County 79-45. Greenwood went on to win. The Gators beat Allen County. The score was 72-63. To go on to the state tournament, where they were knocked off by St. X. Last Sunday, Kentucky Wildcats played Arkansas Razorbacks in the SEC Championship. Kentucky won. The score was 95-93. They went into overtime for 5 minutes when the score was 80-80. In the Sun Belt Conference tournament, WKU beat Southwest Louisiana 88-41 to go on to the NCAA. We did it. The Kentucky teams, I mean. 2 of the 4 Kentucky teams go on to the next round of the NCAA tournament. Kentucky ran all over Mount St. Mary's last night to take a first round win. The score was 113-67. Kentucky goes on to play Tulane Saturday at Memphis. Go Wildcats! Western Hilltoppers almost didn't make it, but in a last-ditch effort pulled Michigan into an overtime where they beat them by 6 points, 82-76. They will meet Kansas Saturday at Dayton. Go Big Red. And now, back to Cassie with more news.
Barron County's largest factory, Eaton's, announced they were going to downsize their axle manufacturing company by up to 400 people. The Glasgow plant now has 1,200 employees. Barron County jail inmates who are serving time for misdemeanors will soon be picking up paper off the roads, cleaning brush off the county right-of-ways, and doing other community services projects. The body of a man found on Barron County Farm last Friday has been identified as Tony May, who was killed in Casey County on February 9th. Now to Ty with weather.
Hi, I'm Ty Bowles with weather. Weather? Last week we had 2 inches of snow, and now we're all in short-sleeve shirts and shorts. How about this weather? Today's weather will be partly cloudy with a low of 45 and a high of 73. Tomorrow's weather will be variably cloudy with a high of 73 and a low of 45. Sunday's forecast calls for scattered showers with a low of 44 and a high of 63. Now back to Cassie with more news.
In school news, the PTA show at the talent show at the PTA meeting went great. Also on Tuesday, the 5th graders went to GMS for a show at the school. The 5th grade classes have been working very hard on getting ready for the upcoming science fair. Next week on Friday, March 24th, is Happy Valley's Parent Day. Since today is St. Patrick's Day, Katie Ritter has a special report.
St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's real name was Patrick. Patrick was born in England. 365 AD, about that year, he was captured and taken to Ireland, made a slave. Aged 22, escaped, went back to England. He got to know God and went back to Ireland and taught and preached about God and built churches. The place where he taught is called Tara. People hated him, so they tried to kill him his whole life. He got homesick and went back to England. He built churches till he died. March 17th, death of Patrick. They made him a saint. That's why we call today and celebrate this day as St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you, Katie, for that nice report. Now to Heather with People Personalities.
Hi, my name is Heather Francis with People Personalities. Today I'm interviewing Mr. Bill Ritter, the principal at the new middle school. Thank you for being with us today on HVE, Mr. Ritter.
Thank you, Heather, for inviting me.
Mr. Ritter, did you ever teach before being a principal?
Some people would probably say not, but I actually taught for 15 years at the Glasgow High School and started my teaching with 1 year experience up in Hart County Middle School.
What grade did you teach before you became a principal?
Taught 7th grade science in Hart County and at the high school 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, but primarily I taught American history to juniors, 11th grade.
What subjects did you teach?
American history again, as well as world geography were the two main areas that I stayed in, but during those 15 years I believe I taught practically all the social studies classes at one time or the other.
What was your favorite subject to teach?
I kind of liked them all. American history I felt like I enjoyed the most, but they were all fun. Teaching's a fun career.
Why did you want to start teaching?
I like people, like young people especially. I used to have a summer job that went along real well with my teaching, and since school teachers primarily get off during the summer, I could do both things and not interfere with one or the other. So it had to do with probably two different careers that I chose.
How long have you been a principal?
This is my 6th year.
Is it fun being the principal at the new middle school?
There's fun days and there's days that's not as much fun, but I don't dread getting up and going to work. It's always something that you'll never know what to expect. There's a lot of fun involved in it, yes.
What other jobs did you have before you went into the field of education?
I did a lot of farm work when I was real young. After getting into college, I worked at Mammoth Cave National Park as a park ranger, primarily a tour guide inside the cave, and I enjoyed that immensely. And since I could do that again in the summer, and once summer was over with, go into the classroom and teach, that's probably one reason that I chose the careers I did. I could do both things that did not interfere with each other.
How long did you work at Mammoth Cave?
Worked 19 summers, starting as a sophomore, I believe it was, in college, working every year until I became principal.
Did you ever discover anything in the cave?
Discovered some very, very good friends. Many Glasgow, Barron County people worked at one time or the other and still do at Mammoth Cave. A lot of school teachers and met a lot of good people. Back when I was younger and in a lot better shape than I am right now, I did explore the cave a little bit, and yes, we did explore and find areas that no one else had ever seen.
Do you have any other comments that you would like to add?
Well, I think you've got a great school here, and I've met many of the 5th grade students. We're looking forward to having you come out to the middle school next year. We've got a good school also, and a lot of neat things for you to participate in. And I've met the South Green students and the E.B. Terry students, and we're excited. We know we've got some very good students coming on to mix with what we've already got there. Thank you for having me over to Happy Valley today.
Thank you for being with us today on the HVE Network, Mr. Ritter. Now for the Student of the Week. The Student of the Week today is an honest person. This student works hard and behaves well. The student is nominated by Mrs. Elmore and is a friend to everyone. Congratulations, Ben Denny Wells. Dinner compliments of Shoney's of Glasgow. Ben, would you please come to the library to claim your prize? Now to tie with the 2 winning names.
The lucky winners for watching HVE today are Kaylee Dillon, Miss Murphy's room, and Brian York, Miss Furlong's room. Thanks for tuning in. Food coupons, compliments of Burger King of Glasgow. See Mr. Foster at lunch for your coupon. Now back to Cassie with more. Now back to Cassie.
Tune in next week for another show of HVE.
Calvert and Nunn Insurance not only offer a variety of policies, but are exceptional in their customer service and up-to-date quotes. Contact Vicki Bartley and her staff for any of your insurance needs. Calvert and Nunn Insurance is next to the Plaza Theater in downtown Glasgow.